cheery viewers, and welcome to Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living. Today, we are once again featuring vegan cooking from the celebrated author and founder of Compasionate Cooks, Colleen Patrick-Goudrean, along with Alka, Chandna. To help promote and ease the progression to a healthy, cruelty-free lifestyle, Colleen has ingeniously put together a series of cooking presentations, written fantastic cookbooks, while offering free recipes on her website, compasionatecooks.com. Please enjoy the episode of Magic Chocolate Cake and happy baking!
And now it's time for chocolate cake. We are making a delicious, decadent chocolate cake. It's called Magic Chocolate Cake from Jennifer Raymond's The Peaceful Palate cookbook, which is our favorite cookbook. And we'll show you the variety of things you can do with this recipe as well.
Exactly. Now to begin this cake, what we're going to do is put all the dry ingredients into our bowl. We've got our flour. This is all-purpose flour, and we're just going to go ahead and put it in the bowl.
Great. And to make this wheat-free for people who are wheat sensitive, you can also use a soy flour or rice flour. It works just as great.
Perfect. Now we've got our sugar, and it goes. We have our baking soda. Isn't that interesting? Our salt. There we are. And now we have our cocoa.
You know, there's a notion that all chocolate has dairy in it, and so some people think that if you're vegan, if you're eating a plant-based diet, that you can't have chocolate. And of course, chocolate is vegan. It's from a plant. It's from the cacao tree. And bittersweet chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, cocoa, dark chocolate, it's all vegan. Only milk chocolate has dairy in it.
That's right. Earlier we were talking, Colleen, about how this particular cake is wonderfully healthy insofar as it doesn't have dairy, it doesn't have eggs, and that means it doesn't have cholesterol. Well, that's true, but the news is even better than that, because recent studies have indicated that dark chocolate has antioxidants in it and also lowers one's blood pressure. Now, isn't that great news?
That is great news.
It's health food. Chocolate is health food.
It's really true.
But dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate. Even if you eat dark chocolate with a glass of milk, you negate the health benefits. Now, when we say milk, we mean cow's milk. We don't mean soy milk. So you really want to have soy milk with your dark chocolate, or just have dark chocolate alone. And basically, we mix up our dry ingredients separate from our wet ingredients because we don't want to mix them all up together or it gets very glutinous. So we create a little hole in the center just so there's an even mix when we put the wet ingredients in. We can add our oil at this point. And we're using canola oil. You wouldn't use olive oil for baking. The flavor is too strong. So canola is great, and it's a monounsaturated fat. And there's only 1/3 cup of oil in this entire cake, so there's really not that much oil in it.
Exactly. And now here's some vanilla. We have here some water.
Some water and some vinegar. This is just white vinegar, and some people think that's a little weird to put white vinegar in the cake, but it has a reaction with the baking soda that actually makes it rise and makes it very light.
Exactly.
And because of that, you don't want this to sit out too long before putting it in the oven. You want to put it in the oven right away.
Exactly.
Now, you would just mix this up, Alka.
Yes, Colleen.
And you can put this in cupcake pans, or you can put this in a round pan and make a layer cake. You can put it in a square pan, a bundt cake pan. You can do so many different things with this particular
We
cake.
can also eat it.
We can also eat this batter just
like
the way
this.
it is. Why is that, Alka?
Because we're impatient.
And why else, Alka?
Oh, because there's no salmonella in here. That's why.
There's no salmonella in the batter because we haven't been using eggs. And
exactly.
For that reason, it's also healthy. And that's a very, very serious disease you want to avoid. And so eat the batter as much as you like. And we would just put it in our cake pan at this point. frosting for you right now.
Right.
I mentioned the bundt cake. When you make the bundt cake, I don't make a frosting. You can make a chocolate sauce for the bundt cake, but you wouldn't make a frosting for the bundt cake for this. This is for our layer cake.
Right.
So let's get our bowl over here. As you can see, and as you will taste when you have this cake, you don't need eggs and you don't need dairy for a delicious dessert.
Yeah.
So let's make our frosting.
Absolutely.
This is just a powdered sugar and some cocoa and earth balance and water and vanilla. So we're putting in our powdered sugar, and now we're sifting our sugar and our cocoa this time, where we didn't do it with the cake. And the reason is because, well, you will get pieces of cocoa that don't have sugar in them, and that's not really tasty. So you want to make sure the sugar and the cocoa is really fine so it's not bitter.
Right.
So we're just going to sift this a little bit.
There you go. Great. So we've got here again the earth balance, the vanilla, and some water.
And actually, there are obviously frostings you can buy in a supermarket. Many of them have dairy, and some of them don't, but when they don't have dairy, they have trans fats. So there really aren't very many frostings you can find in the market that are healthful. And actually, you can make kind of a chocolate sauce with this if you add a lot of water and make it very thin.
And now here we go with the earth balance.
Earth balance. And then we would just add our vanilla and just start mixing this up.
Great.
Now, you wouldn't add all of your water at once. You want to just add it a few tablespoons at a time, and you can create the consistency that you like, thicker or thinner. I wanted to show everyone what a finished frosted chocolate cake looks like, and here we have a beautiful example with some fruit on top as well. And isn't that just gorgeous? We put some kiwi and some strawberries and raspberries, and it's just gorgeous. And we also made a bundt cake as well. And this was just made in a bundt pan. Now, to make a layer cake, you would want to make 2 9-inch cakes for a layer cake. This was using obviously several different sizes. And the bundt cake, really just one batch can be put in the bundt pan, and that makes this whole cake. So that's it. So that's our chocolate cake. It's just so delicious. We hope you enjoy it too. There's a myth that eating vegetarian is difficult, that it's a hardship, that it's unsatisfying. And we can only tell you the opposite is true. And hopefully we've demonstrated that for you today. The way we learn to eat, the way we construct our plates, is really just a habit. It's a personal habit. It's a cultural habit, but it's just a habit. Once we learn to do things a new way, our perceptions change, and those new perceptions guide our choices.
That's so true. Even when we just reduce the amount of meat, dairy, and eggs that we consume, we make a huge difference. Going vegetarian is the single most powerful thing we can do for our health, for the environment, and certainly for the animals. There are so many problems associated with the consumption of meat, dairy, and eggs, but the good news, the flip side, is that we can make a huge difference. We can be part of the solution.
It's true. I heard a wonderful interview with a prominent and respected environmental activist. She was asked, "So you really think one person can make a difference?" She says, "No, I don't think one person can make a difference. I know one person does make a difference. Everything we do, every choice we make has an impact, and we have the choice whether we want that impact to be negative or positive." I think that is so empowering. Eating vegetarian, it's a joyful way to live. It's a healthy way to live. It's a compassionate way to live. And hopefully your taste buds will think so too. Thank you for letting us share with you tools and resources to guide you on your journey.
please visit www.super